Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Food, Meals, Volume 7, Book 65, number 286374. Volume 7, Book 65, number 286. Narrated by Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. The Prophet said, "Give food to the hungry, pay a visit to the sick and release, set free, the one in captivity, by paying his ransom." Volume 7, Book 65, number 287. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The family of Muhammad did not eat their fill for 3 successive days till he died. Volume 7, Book 65, number 287. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Once while I was in a state of fatigue, because of severe hunger, I met Umar bin al-Khattab, so I asked him to recite a verse from Allah's book to me. He entered his house and interpreted it to me. Then I went out and, after walking for a short distance, I fell on my face because of fatigue and severe hunger. Suddenly I saw Allah's apostle standing by my head. He said, "O Abu Hurairah." I replied, "Labbaik, O Allah's apostle," and Sadiq. Then he held me by the hand, and made me get up. Then he came to know what I was suffering from. He took me to his house, and ordered a big bowl of milk for me. I drank thereof and he said, "Drink more, O Abu Hurairah." So I drank again, whereupon he again said, "Drink more." So I drank more till my belly became full and looked like a bowl. Afterwards I met Umar and mentioned to him what had happened to me, and said to him, "Somebody, who had more right than you, O Umar, took over the case. By Allah, I asked you to recite a verse to me while I knew it better than you." On that Umar said to me, "By Allah, if I admitted and entertained you, it would have been dearer to me than having nice red camels." Volume 7, Book 65, number 288. Narrated by Umar bin Abi Salama. I was a boy under the care of Allah's apostle and my hand used to go around the dish while I was eating. So Allah's apostle said to me, "O boy, mention the name of Allah and eat with your right hand, and eat of the dish what is nearer to you." Since then I have applied those instructions when eating. Volume 7, Book 65, number 289. Narrated by Umar bin al-Salama, who was the son of Salama, the wife of the Prophet. Once I ate a meal with Allah's apostle and I was eating from all sides of the dish. So Allah's apostle said to me, "Eat of the dish what is nearer to you." Volume 7, Book 65, number 290. Narrated by Wahb bin Kaysan. Abi Nu'aym. A meal was brought to Allah's apostle while his stepson, Umar bin Abi Salama, was with him. Allah's apostle said to him, "Mention the name of Allah and eat of the dish what is nearer to you." Volume 7, Book 65, number 291. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. A tailor invited Allah's apostle to a meal which he had prepared. I went along with Allah's apostle and saw him seeking to eat the pieces of gourd from the various sides of the dish. Since that day I have liked to eat gourd. Umar bin Abi Salama said, "The Prophet said to me, 'Eat with your right hand.'" Volume 7, Book 65, number 292. Narrated by Aisha. The Prophet used to love to start doing things from the right side whenever possible, in performing ablution, putting on his shoes, and combing his hair. Al-Ash'ath said, "The Prophet used to do so in all his affairs." Volume 7, Book 65, number 293. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. Abu Talha said to Sulaym, I have heard the voice of Allah's apostle which was feeble, and I think that he is hungry. Have you got something to eat? She took out some loaves of barley bread, then took her face-covering sheet and wrapped the bread in part of it, and pushed it under my garment and turned the rest of it around my body and sent me to Allah's apostle. I went with that, and found Allah's apostle in the mosque with some people. I stood up near them, and Allah's apostle asked me, Have you been sent by Abu Talha? I said, Yes. He asked, With some food for us? I said, Yes. Then Allah's apostle said to all those who were with him, Get up. He set out, and all the people accompanied him, and I proceeded ahead of them till I came to Abu Talha. Abu Talha then said, O Sulaym, Allah's apostle has arrived along with the people, and we do not have food enough to feed them all. She said, Allah and his apostle know better. So Abu Talha went out till he met Allah's apostle. Then Abu Talha and Allah's apostle came and entered the house. Allah's apostle said, Sulaym, bring whatever you have. She brought that very bread. The Prophet ordered that it be crushed into small pieces, and Sulaym pressed a skin of butter on it. Then Allah's apostle said whatever Allah wished him to say, to bless the food, and then added, Admit 10 men. So they were admitted, ate their fill and went out. The Prophet then said, Admit 10 more. They were admitted, ate their full, and went out. He then again said, Admit 10 more. They were admitted, ate their fill, and went out. He admitted 10 more, and so all those people ate their fill, and they were 80 men. Volume 7, Book 65, number 294. Narrated by Abdur Rahman bin Abu Bakr. We were 130 men sitting with the Prophet. The Prophet said, Have any one of you any food with him? It happened that one man had 1 sa of wheat flour, or sa, which was turned into dough then. After a while a tall lanky pagan came, driving some sheep. The Prophet asked, Will you sell us a sheep, or give it to us as a gift? The pagan said, No, but I will sell it. So the Prophet bought from him a sheep which was slaughtered, and then the Prophet ordered that the liver, the kidneys, lungs and heart, etc., of that sheep be roasted. By Allah, none of those 130 men but had his share of those things. The Prophet gave to those who were present, and also kept a share for those who were absent. He then served that cooked sheep in 2 big trays, and we all ate together our fill. Yet there remained a part of it in those 2 trays which I carried on the camel. Volume 7, Book 65, number 295. Narrated by Aisha. The Prophet died when we had satisfied our hunger with the 2 black things, i.e. dates and water. Volume 7, Book 65, number 296. Narrated by Suwaid bin Numan. We went out with Allah's apostle to Khaybar, and when we were at As-Saba, Yahya, a sub-narrator said, As-Saba is a place at a distance of 1 day's journey to Khaybar. Allah's apostle asked the people to bring their food, but there was nothing with the people except soik. So we all chewed and ate of it. Then the Prophet asked for some water and he rinsed his mouth, and we too rinsed our mouths. Then he led us in the Maghrib prayer without performing ablution again.
حي